Hey guys, how are you? I believe you are good. Okay, then in the last class we have discussed, rather we have read two stories, that is in urban areas, that is of Ram Saran, and another one that is in rural areas, that is of Lakha Singh. So with these two stories, we are able to extract or we are able to illustrate many dimensions of poverty. Means we can have many examples or many dimensions how we can recognize the poor people. So in the first case, the poverty means hunger and lack of shelters. What does it mean? Some people, they are not able to earn much and they are mostly hungry and they are not having any sort of shelter to live on. So that is the one dimension, that is of hunger and lack of shelter. Then again another dimension that can be that some of the parents, they are not able to send their children to school. So that is also a situation. That is a situation of poverty. Then in the healthcare facilities, some people, they are even not able to give the healthcare facilities to their children, or they cannot afford the better treatment. So that is also another dimension of poverty. Another dimension of poverty, that means there is a lack of clean or potable water. There is lack of clean and potable water, and even lack of sanitation facilities. So that is the also situation of poverty. And even the people, if they are not having any sort of job, rather we should say regular job. So that is also a dimension of poverty. So all these above means, other than that, we can say that people are living with a sense of helplessness. In this condition also, we can say that there is a case of poverty. In this case, in the helplessness, poor people, they are in a situation where they are ill-treated. They are ill-treated at almost every place. That is in case of farms, in case of factories, in case of government offices, hospitals, railway stations, etc. That means nobody would like to live in poverty. So these are the different dimensions we can extract or we can take out from the stories what we have discussed of Ram Saran and Lakha Singh. In the past years, Mahatma Gandhi also said, rather he was insisting that India would be truly independent only when the poorest of its people, they will become free of human suffering. That means if people are free from these type of suffering, if they are not poor, then only India can be truly become independent. So that is also a factor that after independence, our many leaders want that from India, poverty should be removed. Then next topic, that social scientists, how they have seen the poverty or what are the indicators of social scientists for poverty. So these are the variety of indicators we will discuss in this topic. Usually they relate the poverty to the level of income and consumption. What is the level of income? What sort of income people are having and how they are consuming that income. So that is one sort of indicator of poverty. Then illiteracy level. Illiteracy level, that is again the indicator as per the social scientist. If people are illiterate, then we can think that they are poor, and this is as per the indicator of social scientist. Then lack of access to healthcare. Lack of access to healthcare. People, they cannot afford the treatment, or that they cannot give the better healthcare facilities for their children. So that can be a again indicator of poverty as per the social scientist. Then lack of job opportunity. This is another indicator given by social scientists, that is lack of job opportunity. Naturally, then lack of access to safe drinking water. That already we have discussed. So in this also, this is an indicator, lack of safe drinking water and even sanitation also. Sanitation facilities are also not available in a particular area or for the particular people, that we can say they are poor. Then these were the different indicators for poverty given by social scientists. Then in another topic we will discuss about the analysis of poverty based on social exclusion and vulnerability. How the analysis can be done on these basis, that is on the basis of social exclusion, and another one is vulnerability. So first we will see about social exclusion. What is the meaning of social exclusion? People are excluded from the society. Society means the upper society. The rich people, mostly they are excluding, or they are mostly pushing these poor people in a particular area. And these poor people, they are mostly living in a particular place where other people, poor people are living. In this way, we can say that rich people, they are excluding them from the main society, and they are even excluding them for giving some sort of better opportunity or even equal opportunity also. They are not giving any sort of facilities and benefit to these type of people, or we can say poor people, because they are socially excluded from the society. So that is mostly we can see that these type of people are poor only. And in one example, we can say that these type of poor people, if they are finding any sort of place in any area, they will be mostly liking to live in a area where they can live comfortably, with a comfortable, with comfort. If they are they can live there, only they will go. They will never approach to this high society. This is the meaning or this example of social exclusion. The next one is vulnerability. So vulnerability, that is a poverty, that is a that it is a measure. It is a measure which describes the greater possibility of certain communities. In this vulnerability, what is that? That there is a possibility, greater possibility for some of the communities to become or to remain in poverty only. So which are these, you can say, communities like backward caste, some members of backward caste, then or individuals such as widow or physically handicapped person. So these people, they will be mostly become the poor, and even the chances are more to become poor. This sort of vulnerability is there for especially these type of certain communities like backward caste, then some of the individuals like widow and physically handicapped. So these people will be mostly vulnerable to poor only, or vulnerable to poverty. And especially if you talk about these communities, they will they will be having miserable life during some sort of natural calamities. No doubt they are poor, but in this type of situation, their condition is becoming worse. So these are the 2 points. On this basis, we can analyze the poverty. So first one was social exclusion, and second one, that was vulnerability. Then the next topic is poverty. So poverty line. What is poverty line? It is a common method. Poverty line, what we are doing with this poverty line, it is a common method to measure poverty that is based on income or even consumption level. ये एक क्राइटेरिया है जिसकी वजह से हम लोगों की पहचान करते हैं कि who is under this poverty line. Okay, so this is one sort of measure or measurement of poverty. So in this, a person is considered poor if he or his or her income or consumption level that is falls below a given minimum level. And what is the minimum level? That these are income. This type of income should be fulfill the basic needs of that person. That is the minimum level. So if any person that cannot fulfill his or her basic need, that we can say that those people are below poverty line. So this basic needs, this differ from place to place or from country to country. In some countries, the basic needs that is different, and in some countries that is quite different from other countries. For example, we can say that a person not having a car in United States may be considered poor. But in India, owning a car is still considered a luxury. What does it mean? That in America, in USA, we can say that the poor, or the people which are having even four-wheelers, they are also considered as a poor. But in India, we cannot think about this matter that the four-wheeler, that is a luxury still in India. So we cannot think about a four-wheeler or a car for poor people. Okay, then while determining the poverty line, in India, a minimum level of food requirement like clothing, हमारे वहाँ minimum requirement क्या है इंडिया के अंदर? That is clothing, footwear, then इसके अलावा fuel, light, educational and medical requirement. These are the basic need in India. We can say that is need to fulfill our basic needs. So then in India, as we discussed, what are the basic needs? That is clothing, footwear, fuel, light, educational and medical requirement. So these are determining factors for our survival. हमारी जो बेसिक नीड्स है जीने के लिए ये सारी चीजें हमें चाहिए ही चाहिए. So these physical quantities, whatever we have discussed, these physical quantities are multiplying by their prices in rupees, and for that there is a one formula. What we can say that sum of the calories, जो पैसे के लिए बात करते हैं कि इनको पैसे प्राइसेस में हम कन्वर्ट करते हैं. सो इसमें व्हाट एवर द थिंग्स वी आर हैविंग स्पेशली फॉर फूड रिक्वायरमेंट, जो हमारी फूड रिक्वायरमेंट है उसका फॉर्मूला क्या है कि विच टाइप ऑफ और हाउ मच कैलोरी दैट शुड बी गिवन फॉर ए पर्टिकुलर पर्सन इन रूरल एज वेल एज इन अर्बन एरिया. सो फॉर दैट देयर इज अगेन criteria, and that criteria is different in rural as well as in urban areas. So the accepted average calorie requirement for a person in India, that is 2400 calorie per person in a day in rural areas. That for a person who is living in rural area, that require 2400 calories. 2400 calories for a person in a day, whereas in urban areas that calorie is 2100. Why there is a difference between rural person and urban person? So it is believed that in urban areas physical stress is less, and in rural areas people are doing more work. So that is the reason why in rural areas for a person 400 calorie is required, and in urban areas that calorie is 2100. Clear? So on the basis of these calculation, if we calculate these things on the basis of the year, that is 2011 and 12, the poverty line for a person, that was the fixed at rupees 816 per month for rural areas and 1000 rupees for urban areas. So why again there is a difference in this? We know that things are quite costly in urban areas. That's why this amount is more in urban areas, whereas this is less in rural areas because the things are quite cheap in rural areas. Then under again this formula, the total price for the income in 2011 and 12, a family of 5 members living in rural areas and earning less than 4080 rupees, that means he or she is coming under below poverty line. As per the year 2011 and 12, अगर कोई परिवार 5 मेंबर्स का परिवार है और उस परिवार में 4080 रुपीज से कम अगर कोई कमाता है, that means they are below poverty line. And in case of cities having the same family member, if they are earning less than 5000, that means they are again under the poverty line. So these type of requirement or the poverty line, the members, those who are in the poverty line, under poverty line, these criteria are being estimated every after 5 years by a survey, by conducting a survey, and that survey is conducted by NSSO, that is National Sample Survey Organization. This is the organization which is responsible to calculate about the criteria of poverty line in our country. So this is about the India, and in the world we can say World Bank. World Bank is also doing the same work, that who is poor and who is not poor, or in other sense we can say that the people, those who are under poverty line, they are being estimated by the World Bank. In that what they are having the criteria, that people they are having or they are earning $1.9 per day, that they are not poor. If below $1.9 if they are earning, that means they are below poverty line. So this is about poverty line in India and even in abroad. So I think this is enough for today. We will discuss next topic in next class. So by the time, bye bye for the day. Thank you for joining. God bless you.